The City of Vancouver is about to embark on 3 new community plans for the communities of Marpole, Grandview Woodlands and the West End. And in fact, we're also going to be producing a plan for the downtown east side. The city hopes that we'll create plans that will really guide positive change in these neighborhoods over the long term. So it will provide opportunities for new development to take place and an understanding of what that might look like, opportunities to address some specific issues around housing and homelessness, climate change, resilient economy, and generally provide positive opportunities for the public to get involved in the future of their neighborhood.
Marpole is located at the south tip of Vancouver. It's bordered by the Fraser River at the south end, West 57th Avenue at the north end, Angus Drive at the west end, and Ontario Street on the east end. It's home to approximately 24,000 residents, and over the years has undergone some notable demographic changes as many new Canadians have found Marpole as their home. Marpole's been affected quite significantly by its transportation infrastructure. It has 3 bridges running through Marpole connecting Vancouver to those communities south of the Fraser. The Canada Line is the most recent inclusion in that transportation network. The introduction of the Canada Line in 2009 has presented some really unique opportunities for the city as a whole, as well as for community members in Marpole, connecting Marpole to those communities south of the Fraser River and the airport. It's allowed for some greater intensification in employment and housing around the station, and we'll continue to see growth and development along the entire Cambie corridor, including those areas in Marpole. We'll also look at some of the transportation challenges that we're facing as a community here in Marpole, and how we can look to improve connectivity within the community, as well as address some of those transportation challenges, recognizing we've got major arterials running through the community that have a divisive effect, and how we can better bridge the community within itself and address some of those challenges posed by that strong infrastructure. We'll see some land use changes. The city is growing as a whole, which means also Marpole will continue to grow as a community. And so we'll look at where can we bring more housing into the community, more job and employment space into the community, look at improving our parks and open spaces in Marpole and amenities and resources for the community. Marpole is very lucky and fortunate to be situated on the Fraser River, and much of its roots started here on the river. So it's a very important place for the community. The city's had a long-standing vision of connecting its waterfront all the way from UBC out to the East Fraser lands. So through the planning process, we hope to look at opportunities to improve connectivity from the residential area down to the waterfront, as well as along the waterfront, and looking at all the opportunities we can to improve both connectivity, as well as looking at potential park spaces and opportunities for people to enjoy and better connect with the riverfront. The monument you see standing behind me recognizes the presence of the First Nations community here in Marpole. The First Nations community was established here in Marpole as far back as 3500 BC, perhaps even earlier than that. The monument here is a symbol to recognize their presence and the presence of the First Nations middens, which are a historically significant part of both Marpole and the city of Vancouver. So the area that we're in right now is the area that is south of West 70th Avenue, just east of Granville Street and west of Oak Street. And it's a really significant part of the community that serves a really important role in the provision of affordable rental housing. The area here was rezoned in the 1950s to allow for apartments. And so what we see here is a lot of that 3-story walk-up apartment form that serves all members of the community, has a high proportion of students and seniors and longtime residents, and it has a really unique character compared to the rest of the community. And this area is also home to a lot of newcomers that are new to not just Vancouver, but to Canada as well. Parks in Marpole are very important assets to the community, but the city does acknowledge through some of their research that the park spaces in Marpole are deficient and do need attention, and we hope to address that through the community plan process. Not only the quality of the park space, but also the quantity of the park space. So we will look to the riverfront and look at expanding park space along the riverfront, as well as looking at opportunities to enhance existing park space here in the rest of Marpole. The community facilities in Marpole are a very important part of the social fabric of the community, providing essential services and recreational opportunities for the community. The Marpole Oakridge Community Centre is the oldest in the city, built in 1949, and is in need of replacement. The city's made that a priority, and we will look to include the community in that conversation through the community planning process. The main commercial centre in Marpole is located on Granville Street. Throughout the community planning process, we're going to look at how we can strengthen that commercial centre, perhaps through public realm improvements, addressing any transportation challenges, looking at the possibility of putting new housing and other opportunities to enhance and strengthen that neighbourhood commercial centre on Granville Street. Marpole faces some unique challenges with respect to its transportation network. This is in large part due to the major arterials that run through the community. Throughout the planning process, we're going to look at ways to improve safety and connectivity in the pedestrian and cycling network, as well as looking at ways to make it more attractive for people to walk, cycle, and take transit within their community.
So we're really excited to be launching these plans in the spring. Everybody has a vision for their neighborhood, everybody has ideas, we want to hear those. It's really those that make the richness of the plan that we're all looking for. So please come to the website, come to our face-to-face events, get involved and share your vision for the future of your neighborhood.